It's day 7 and the remaining semi-finalists of semi-final 2 are taking to the stage for their second rehearsals. I'm Will, Eurovision Online. Welcome back to my channel. And first up this morning, it's Georgia. As rehearsals ran behind schedule yesterday, today the team are clearly working really hard to ensure that they stick to the time, and so far, so good. Tornike Kipiani, back for his second rehearsal. From what I can see, nothing has particularly changed on the production of his performance, but there are a few key things that I noticed that I want to point out. First off, he sang it straight today. There was no messing. In the first rehearsal, he didn't seem to be taking it all that seriously. The opening moments of the song are what I would describe as it being a zing style sound, which kind of draws you in. When you hear it, you're interested and you want to hear more. I guess we could call that an establishing note. I can certainly hear the emotion in his voice as he did the run-throughs. At the moment where he is sat on the box with the projections on him, I could definitely hear the plucky strings in the backing track more than I had noticed in the first run. To summarise, I wouldn't see this qualifying, but it would be lovely to go to Georgia and a final in Tbilisi in the future. For Albania, Anxhela Peristeri and Karma. Diva energy, that is what I'm getting from this today. She is commanding that stage. And it's such a strong, impactful start. Her vocals, the way in which we see her silhouette, and behind her, the red steam and smoke is rising. Very eye-catching. This is looking really well, and she sounds well too. She's confidently owning the stage. And those camera moves, she has them off by heart. She's really connecting down the lens. In one of the runs, the pesky wind machine saw her hair get all over her face, but like a pro, she was not fazed by that. There was rapturous applause when she finished her run-throughs, and I can see why. I really enjoy this Albanian entry this year. For Portugal, the Black Mambo and Love is on my side. Now, I don't know if Portugal are going to be able to qualify this year. I definitely would love that. And as I live in the UK and we can vote in the second semi-final, I really think my vote is going to go to Portugal next week. Something about the style, the gentle nature of the song, the warmth of the tune. I think it would deserve a place in the grand final. As a bit of a TV geek, and having mentioned this in the first rehearsal, I love that they're going for black and white 4x3 square TV like in the olden days to begin this song. It's just such a nice way of setting the scene as to where this is coming from before the screen expands and we're back in glorious Technicolor, and it's just so beautiful to look at. Mention of the guitar solo by Pedro, which I didn't comment on in the first rehearsal, but that is really coming across strongly when he's on the satellite stage and we can see the rest of the group behind. In my mind, I'm away to Lisbon and I'm walking past the Altice Arena looking for Filomena Cautela to host the contest again. But maybe I'll have to be waiting that little bit longer. For Bulgaria, Victoria, and growing up is getting old. Today she is sounding beautiful. In terms of changes since the first rehearsal, they've now framed the photo of her and her father, which is placed beside her on the platform. This definitely means that it stands out more rather than the flat photo that was there before. The sand effect shots are covered from different angles, which I think is working really well. During the first couple of runs of this, there were some production issues. Cameras being seen in shot when they shouldn't have been, not set up not in the right place at the right time. But this seemed to improve. In the opening of the song, we can hear the hiss of what I presume is the smoke machine at the back. I'm not sure if that's meant to be heard and it's part of the building of the atmosphere, but it certainly sounds a bit hissy and takes from Victoria's beautiful voice. I have to confess, it did bring a tear to my eye today. Now, maybe that's sleep exhaustion, I don't know, but I do think that this is really resonating. And I'm very certain that Bulgaria are going to have a strong finish in this year's Eurovision. For Finland, Blind Channel, Dark Side. Not much seems to have changed from their first rehearsal. That was pretty much on the mark. And they're building on that each time they go through it. Their middle fingers are still wrapped in red, so that message is being delivered without having to actually do it physically. I think that they're incredibly talented. I think they're doing a great job with this. I think that it's engaging and it will capture an audience. I really could see Finland qualifying, and I'd love to see that happening. The light show, the staging, the impact, it's all in their favour. We'll keep an eye on it for next week. The Queen of the Night, Samanta Tina for Latvia. Building on her first rehearsal, the beauty in green is doing her very best with her song. It feels like there's a disconnect. Unfortunately for me, it isn't working. After all the years that she has tried to get to the final, not making it last year, now being there this year, and I'm really concerned that qualifying may not be in her grasp. But I absolutely will stand corrected if I'm wrong next week. In the final run through, I believe I saw what looked like a kick of sparks, which she synced up with her choreography. Now maybe that was a dizzy moment I was having, but I believed it was there, which added a little bit of a burst toward the end of the song. Tout L'Univers for Switzerland and Gjon's Tears. And I have to say today, he seemed so much more comfortable, relaxed and happy on stage. Granted, he has a job to do, and that song has dramatic elements, dramatic moments, and it's a performance, and a very contemporary and special one at that. But at times in the really close-up shots, he was smiling, which absolutely added to it, because you can then connect with him through the screen. I was really impressed by that today, as that definitely was missing in part in his first rehearsal. Overall, the staging, the styling, I'm loving it all. He's a terrific performer. And I'm certain that he will be in that final next week for Switzerland. I love that they're building on the success of 2019. For the original winners to now be in a position where they're right up there is really something special. It's a throwback and a lot of fun every day with Fear and Flamme and Ovos på hinanden for Denmark. It's simply a great nostalgia, and that's absolutely what I'm getting from this. From the costuming, the style, the stage, everything about it is just quintessentially 80s, and it's just fun. I absolutely love that it's in Danish. I said that in my first video, but I stand by that. It's great to have a national language represented on the Eurovision stage. Jesper and Lauritz are bringing the joy, and it seems like they've decided on the ending where Jesper has ran back to his podium, and for the very final note, Lauritz comes over and joins him. I think that's a good decision. They're just bringing fun and just bringing some joy. With dance moves, I know I'd be able to do myself. All of the second semi-finalists have now performed for a second time. Tomorrow, the Big Five and host the Netherlands return to Ahoy for their second rehearsals. If you've liked this video, please do like it, because it means so much. Thanks for watching. More Eurovision Song Contest tomorrow.